My dad, Kazuyoshi Tokuyama, was born at Sendai at 1963 March 27th. He lived in Sendai for about 6 months. After 6 months, he moved to Kawasaki, Yokohama. He lived at Kawasaki for about 12 years. He moved to Yokohama at the age of 12. He currently lives in Yokohama. When he was young, his hobby was to play sports. He enjoyed playing tennis when he was young. He also enjoyed a game called shogi. Shogi is a Japanese version of chess. During his free time, he enjoyed watching television, especially a program called Hachiji Dayo Shugo, which was one of the most famous television programs back then. He often listened to Japanese songs because European and American music were not very popular back then. When he was 13 years old, Yokohama was more of a countryside rather than an urban area. There were fewer buildings and shopping malls. He said that Minato Mirai didn't exist back then. Minato Mirai is a central business district in Yokohama. There weren't many shopping malls, for example Queen Square. He prefers to live at Yokohama now because there are more buildings and places to go. He said that the biggest difference between now and the 1970s is that the technology has changed so much. When he was 13 years old, there wasn't any telephones or computers. However, telephones and computers are a huge part of our life now. My grandmother, Asako Tokuyama, was born at Yokohama at March 7, 1928. She lived near Yokohama until she got married and moved to Sendai. After a while, she and her family moved to Kawasaki. She stayed there for 12 years and at last moved to Yokohama, where she currently lives. When she was 13 years old, her hobby was to hang out with her friends. She also played card games with her friends. She never really got a chance to play sports because of the situation due to the World War II and some wars when she was young. During her free time, she liked to go to the town or stay with her friends. She listened to Japanese songs. When she was 13, Yokohama was a countryside. There were no buildings and many farms. She said Yokohama was quiet and there were no air pollution. The biggest difference is that the technology and then that there are many people in Yokohama now. I was born at May 7th, 2000 at a hospital called Kenyu Byoin in Yokohama. I have been living in Yokohama for my entire life. My hobby is to play basketball and to play video games. During my free time, I like to play basketball, watch television, and hang out with my friends. Among me and my friends, basketball is popular, but also a game called Puzzle and Dragon is popular. I currently attend to a school called Yokohama International School. It is an international school in Yokohama, Yamate. There are about 18 to 19 students in each class. The part that I like about Yokohama is that the environment is very clean. There are not a lot of rubbishes and the air is quite clean. But however, I do think that there are sometimes way too many people in one certain area, which is a little annoying.